Hello, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft, and today's rather thoughtful question comes from George, who for years has been enjoying a cultural heritage festival in his home state of Louisiana, but recently has begun to despair of its longevity. He sees membership aging and there not being any infusion of young blood, and worries that the festival will not outlive him. He wants to know what's to be done. And this is a concern that strikes at many across this country and around the world. There's a real sense that our traditional roots are under attack, and indeed they are. Not by some coordinated effort of sinister avocado-slurping millennials, but rather by the more insidious persistence of atomized consumerism and individualism. We no longer have quite the same sense of community as we once did, and it's very hard to maintain labor-intensive and time-consuming passions, especially in the face of competing with such immediate stimulation as Pokemon or Netflix, or getting into passionate online arguments about which Babylon 5 character would make the best intimate partner. It's Veer, by the way. And it's tragic to see these traditional celebrations or occupations or hobbies begin to fade into the mist. But I would argue it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's simply a reflection of how society changes. Nothing is permanent. No one is owed eternity. And as such, it is our duty to try to maintain the things about which we are passionate, but not to try to force it to remain. And that creates a sort of macabre, undead simulacrum of our passions instead of the true organic love that is what inspired us to them in the first place. So, I would encourage you, George, to maintain your interest and your passions in this festival. Work hard to keep it going. Try to inspire future generations so that eventually you can pass it on to them, but ultimately make peace with eventually having to tidy things up and turn out the lights. And if all else fails, you can take a certain amount of comfort from the implausible resiliency of big band music, which seems to give terrible life to my utterance that in strange eons even death may die. As always, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft. Thank you.